Hi everyone, thank you for joining us again for day three actually, of the AI Blueprints workshops. So today we have a workshop from Storacha, so I'm going to invite our speaker, Jamie, to the stage. And as she's getting ready, I hope everyone has had a productive week one so far, and you're all ideating about what you're going to build and you're getting ready to start. Jamie, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. I will hand over straight to you because everyone is here to learn. They're not here to hear from me. And we're really excited to see what you're going to teach us today.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rebecca. So I'm Jamie. I am Developer Relations Manager over at Storacha. We are super excited to see all the projects that you guys are going to build. And I'm here to talk about why you should pick building with us. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen, have a little presentation for you. And don't worry if you, I'm going to share a link for this later also for you to access. That is what I was going to say, trying to do multiple things at once. All right, so here's the presentation and spicy storage. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. I wanted to give a little bit of background about who we are. So a handful of our engineering is originally one of the starting people at IPFS, which we all know and love, decentralization. And then also from there, they went into Filecoin. And then the people who are not originally from Protocol Labs, Filecoin, a lot of us are Web3 natives. So it's a great team to be on. And Storacha actually spun out of Web3 storage in Saturn. And we're primarily developers and very passionate about the future of the internet. I would say we're very optimistic. And we love to spread that optimism. So what are we building? We are building a trustless local first authorization data storage solution. That's a lot of words. It's a scalable hot storage solution. So all the data that's stored on Storacha is secured by Filecoin on multiple nodes. We have a guarantee for that. And soon we will be allowing people to run Storacha nodes as well. It's important for us to walk the walk and talk the talk. So we are passionate about making sure that this is decentralized. And then everything we have is retrievable using IPFS. So like everything has a SID and you can query it that way. We also have some unique technologies. And so something that we have unique is user-controlled authorization networks, also called UCANs. They're secure, they're user-originated and distributed. That basically means that if you have access to the UCAN and you are the owner, you can delegate access to others and revoke access, including revoking access for Storacha. So self-sovereignty of data is incredibly important to us. And then also we are working on native AI integrations, which is also where you come in. We have an ELIZA OS integration, but we are anticipating more and we're already working on some more. All right, why Storacha? So we are portable, accessible using IPFS. That means it can either be local, you can do peer-to-peer, or using Storacha directly. And something that is important for us is making sure that we're optimized for scale and cost, because hot storage gets pretty expensive quickly. So it's important for us to keep costs appropriate while maintaining decentralization. And also we want strong performance and reliability. You might notice that we don't have a pinning service, but that's because all of your data is secured and you can query it. So you don't have to pin it because it won't be lost. And then anything that you store within, let's say, 24 to 48 hours, you can go back and check. And there's going to be a cryptographic proof that your data is secured in the Filecoin network. And then we also have developer tools for easy integration. So our developer tools, we have a command line interface and a CLI, and it's the quickest way to get started. We also just implemented being able to sign up with your GitHub. And when you sign up with your GitHub, you do not need a credit card. So that's really great. And as I said, I recommend that for everyone. That way you can get started running right away. We also have a JavaScript client and it's fully featured. By the way, any of these, when you get access, you'll be able to click and take a look. We are also working on a Python client. This is a work in progress, but we know it's really important to have, especially with AI integrations. Something that we are doing is doing car creation, DAG creation in Unix FS, which you don't need to know all of those things. But the reason I'm sharing that with you is because IPFS doesn't have a Python library. So we're basically starting from scratch and creating a Python library for IPFS that then we can use for Storacha, which is where the car and DAG come in. And then also we have a Go client, which is also a work in progress. It has partial capabilities, but we're actually scaling this up to make sure that it is available for large file uploads.
Okay.
But anyways, it's there. It's available for all of you to watch on your own time. I'm not going to troubleshoot this further. So anyways, you can sign up with the CLI and get access using your GitHub. I also have a CLI demo available, and this also links out to the docs. So you can learn how to create a space, which is essentially a folder, and how to upload the materials and check to make sure it's uploaded. Useful information is returned in the CLI for that. And then I also have a quick overview as well for the JS client. And in there, you'll also see about creating a space, uploading, things like that. So those are just like quick little demos that you can watch in your own time because we are experiencing audio difficulties. And then we also have an Eliza OS demo, which I strongly encourage for you to take a look at. I would play it for you if the audio worked, but the audio does not. So I will leave it to you to check this out on your own time. We can take a quick look, though, at the documentation for this, which I will bring up here. And I will go here. Yeah, so we do have a quick start guide, and this will kind of go over the steps in order to get started. It's very similar to the other quick start guide. But then we also have this where you can learn how to use the Eliza OS plugin pretty quickly. And obviously that video dovetails with this. Now, the reason I'm showing this to you is because depending on which bounty you decide to apply for, this will probably help you get started a little bit quicker on one versus the other. So yeah, I definitely recommend going through this and seeing what we've done. And this could also give you some guidance for what other integrations might look like. I will go back to this. Cool. And then I will go forward to where we are. All right. Let's talk about the prizes that we at Storacha are offering. So we're offering up to a total of $5,000 for potentially 5 teams. We'll see how all of you do, fingers crossed. So the first one that we have is hot AI integrations, hotter storage. Your goal is to utilize an open source AI framework to create an integration with Storacha. It can be any open framework of your choice. We just ask that it is open source so that others may utilize us. The AI integration should be able to utilize Storacha to upload 2 or more components of the AI's data, the AI agent's data. I will show you a little bit more in a second. And then we also, these were some frameworks that we recommended exploring. So LangChain, MotherDAO, Gaia, and Llama Index. And I'm going to go to the rubric in a second. But as I said, so for this specific one, we will be giving up to 3 teams, each up to $1,000. So 3 teams, $1K each. And then let's go ahead and check out the rubric. So in the rubric, you'll obviously need to create an account and sign up, and then pick an AI framework of your choice. I also listed a few more in here, like Spheron, OLAS, Sentient, but you can also click this link, which will go to a table which our engineer, Felipe, has compiled. And in this, you'll see basically all the open AI frameworks that we've taken a look at and evaluated and kind of broken it down, how popular it is, supported languages, and then also the integration potential. What we're looking for is something that we'll be able to continue to use in the future. This is not just a single hackathon project that will live in some repo and get dusty. This is something that we plan to showcase the integration, and make sure that you receive support for the integration possibly thereafter this hackathon. It's really important for us to build with the community and also have things that are meaningful. That's really important to us, for you as well as us. So that is the AI framework integration for Storacha. Oh, and I meant to go over the different parts of so uploading data. These are some things that we've outlined. It could possibly be something else besides that's on this list. I think this list is like pretty comprehensive. But the idea is that when you create a AI framework integration with Storacha, you'll be able to upload at least 2 or more of these. And you'll also be able to download 2 or more of these. So that is the goal. And this applies to both possible prizes, but we are looking for documentation explaining the integration. You can use any documentation of your choice. Google Doc, could be a README file in the GitHub repo, whatever you'd like, whatever you think will clearly communicate and allow us to reproduce this, reproduce your project and the integration. Also, we're asking for all of these projects, if you're applying for this prize, that you will add a post into our GitHub discussions show and tell section, which is over here. This is something new that we're trying out. We want a place where all of the projects that are built using Storacha are SEO optimized, so searchable, and also compiled in a place, aggregated in a place. So this is where we are looking for your project to be posted so that other community members outside the hackathon can also find it. And then a video demonstration of your project is also warmly welcomed. And we put a limit of 5 minutes. So speed it up, slow it down, whatever you need to do. We recommend 5 minutes or less. It's a 5-minute maximum. And then make sure that it's uploaded for easy streaming. We will not be downloading any videos. Bonus points for intuitive GUI front end, and then bonus points for ability to launch it in 3 minutes or less. So that is the first one that we have. The second one is spicy AI collaboration with Storacha. This is going to be 2 or more AI agents that share data between one another. These AI agents should be built using an open source AI framework so that we can reproduce. Obviously, we have the ELIZA OS integration, so that is something that you can utilize immediately for this. And then you should be utilizing Storacha for data storage. We are giving up to 2K away to up to 2 teams. So same as the previous one team, 1K. And then let's go ahead and go to the rubric, which I'll just click and open. And then for this one, for the most part, very similar to the previous one. So create a Storacha account, select a plan. As I said, please use the GitHub in the CLI sign up. It's going to be the quickest way for you. And then we also have some other requirements. Basically, each agent should have their own space. And then, like I was talking about before, UCANs. So each agent should be using UCANs to delegate access to different agents for the data that's being stored on Storacha. I also have the same list here. The idea is that 2 or more agents should be uploading to Storacha 3 or more items from the list. So this is a little bit different than the previous one. You can pick anything. Something that might be logical would be like input output, and then possibly like code artifacts, just pulling those out. But then the agent should be able to possibly download those as well for access to use to inform the next answer that they give. And then, like I said, documentation, post it in our GitHub discussions, submit a video demo, and then bonus points for GUI front end, as well as ability to launch in 3 minutes or less. Before I leave this page, just to give an idea of some thoughts about integration. So we're looking for bots that talk to one another and share their data, agents, AI agents. The purpose of the AI agents is really for you to own and discover and determine what is best. Some ideas that have been thrown around are travel agents. So each AI agent is a travel agent. They do one aspect, and then the other agent might do something else. For example, one does flights, another one does hotel. Another one that we've talked about is sharing music taste. So like you could have your own AI agent and it does your music taste, and kind of like DJs gives you different music recommendations, but you can like share your music with a friend who has a different AI agent and vice versa, and kind of like share music that's curated through AI. Another one could be related to scheduling. So, you know, like one AI agent knows someone else's calendar, the other one knows the other person's calendar, and then they can communicate and like determine the best meeting time without actually having to go through and like look at everything. So those are some examples that we talked about, and off the top of my head, you can pick anything. The more creative as you want to get, we welcome that. And then, as I said, up to 2 teams. And then for each team, up to 1K each, depending on the rubric evaluation. All right, so here are some resources. We made a Storacha.ai website, some docs. We have socials. So I am in the Encode Discord server. I am there to help you. My handle is in this economy. So at in this economy, you can tag me. I am also based in the US. And I typically work US hours. So if you are in another time zone, I just appreciate it if you have some patience, and I promise I will get to you. Our Discord server specifically, which I made a short link that's easy to remember. I will go back, which it's also shown there. That is where our entire engineering team is. And so if you want to speak directly to our engineers, go ahead and drop in. We are distributed across the globe, so our times are all different, but that's how you can talk with our engineering team directly. And then we also have a referral points system. So as you create an account, as you build this out, if people are using it, then you will be getting some points, which translates to today free storage credits. All right, so we have the Discord server besides the Encode one. Obviously, at me in the Encode as much as you want. And then if you need to speak to our engineers directly, we also have our own Discord server. And then also I have a quick link to our AI quick start guide to get you started. And then finally, this is the link for, this is the link for this presentation. So I can also drop that in the chat just so people can have it. Cool. So that will link out. Yes, it will. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm here to answer any questions that people have. Though I see the chat's been active, but I haven't read anything. So.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Jamie. Sorry about the technical difficulties with the videos, but once people have this PowerPoint, they can go through and get those videos themselves really easily. So, because we've saved some time, they can watch them straight after this workshop. So that's where they'll go straight away. Yeah, I think from what I saw, we had 2 questions. One of them you actually sort of answered, but I'll ask it again anyway. But the first question was, How would uploading chain of thought work? Oh no, I've lost it again. How would uploading chain of thought work? I've always thought of this as an ongoing. I think maybe they're talking about like how chain of thought is like going on during a model being run, possibly. I'm not really understanding.
Yeah. I would say like the history of the chain of thought more so than it coming through in real time. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like it takes a second. Okay, it takes less than a second, depending on your internet connection. It takes time for these things to be uploaded. So I think the idea was more about just like the history of the previous chain of thought.
Okay, nice. Simon asked, can we look at that document? I think he was talking about the rubric, which will be in the hacker pack. So answer that is yes. Simon also asked, what does it mean for agents to share data? So you sort of went through this with the examples. And I'm hoping, Simon, that helped. But is there anything else that you could comment on about sharing data between agents?
I think he's good. I don't see a message.
Nothing else. Patrick has just asked, any particular reason that you like ELIZA? I'm a bit more enterprise focused. Any frameworks you'll like for that area?
So the reason we used ELIZA for our first integration was because ELIZA OS is in, I believe, like TypeScript, JavaScript, and our JavaScript client is fully featured. So it's the easiest way to seamlessly integrate. As I said, we're working on a Python integration right now. You can use the HTTP API bridge in order to upload data in order to access Storacha without a Python library, which I will share here. And that's what's people, and then you can also like wrap it. Like I've seen other people wrap it. And so we are working on like having a native Python client. It's just taking a little bit of time to iterate on, but there are solutions for you to use now in order to get your integration or your AI agent ensemble up and running.
Nice. So Jamie has shared in chat the rubric, which is really useful. Jacob has just commented, I'll read out the comment, but feel free to read it yourself as well. ELIZA OS version 2 is active in beta at the moment with an official release happening in the next month. Jacob has talked to the developers and asked if it requires plugins to migrate, so from V1 to V2, and they said yes. Is ELIZA OS V2 something you'd be interested in us exploring for this hackathon? So I guess he's asking, would this be valid for either of your bounties?
Yeah, I would need to double check. So once we get off this call, I will double check and I will place it in the Encode Discord server. I'm not sure what channel will be best.
Possibly Storacha zone would be a good place to check out.
Okay.
Jacob, can you confirm that you're in the Encode Discord? I'll share a link anyway, but make sure that you join so that you can get an answer to this question so that you don't miss out. Let me post a link in chat.
Yeah, I don't think I see the Storacha
Okay, we'll
Storacha zone. I see it now. I see it now.
Okay,
and
cool.
Jacob, you asked it, so I'll get the answer for you after this. Yeah, so just hang tight. If anyone already took a look at the rubric, I said for the Open AI Framework integration that ELIZA OS was off limits for the prize because we already have it. But this V1, V2 is something that I will check and I will get back to you, Jacob, as well as updating the rubric with this relevant information.
Nice. That is really, really helpful. Cool. So that is all the questions that I spotted in chat. If anyone asks a question and that I've missed it, please send it again or flag it. I'm just looking through again now. I think we've hit everything. So thank you, Jamie, for coming and delivering this workshop. We'll give everyone one more minute in case you have any last minute questions. Otherwise, the place to go after this workshop ends is the slides that Jamie shared above, and check out the YouTube videos on setting up the CLI And I think the Eliza OS one was the other one that you said definitely watch after this. And
Yeah.
also, I'm sure all the links are really useful. So since no one is typing, I will assume everyone's questions are answered, which is amazing. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. We will see you again tomorrow for some more workshops. I hope you enjoy the rest of your days. And thank you, Jamie, for joining us again. We'll see you in Discord.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great one.